Look, I'm coming to you with an urgent message. Every single one of our followers, our fans, I gotta let you know something.
Oh, man, it's happening too fast. Look, people don't want you to be notified of what we're doing here. They don't want you to be notified when we go live. And then now you get sad because you didn't realize we were live and you missed all that information that you took. Oh, God, they're after me. Look. All you gotta do is click the bell. Just click the bell. And you'll be notified every time we go live. I promise you. Look, hurry up. I ain't got a lot of time. Let's go.
You got to sit there and ask yourself, okay, what am I truly passionate about? What do I enjoy doing? And when you feel that way, honestly, you feel like you have never worked a day in your life. It's the most fun thing in the world. You get up in the morning excited about what you're doing. And you got to be really honest with yourself about it. If you wake up in the morning and you're dreading going to work, dude, do something else. Right. Do something else. And those are hard decisions to make. But when you make those decisions, it's a very liberating experience. And you find out that the rewards will come.
Yo, what is going on, everybody, man? Happy hump day, as they like to say all the time. I think that's what they say. Ain't Wednesday hump day?
Yeah, Wednesday. I thought it was Thursday, but I think it's Wednesday.
It's one of them days. One of them is hump day. I guess, well, if you play your cards right, hump day is every day. Let me see here. But anyway, everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to Unfiltered. Man, we about to have ourselves a great show today.
Yes, we are. Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and let my great co-host go ahead and introduce himself while I
Fresh the waves.
Brush his waves.
Yo, this is your boy, Mac Daddy, 1/3 of that Unfiltered. Everybody continue to share, like, subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. And we're going to have ourselves a great productive show. We got some great topics for y'all. And let's get into it. I also got a question after you get done introducing yourself. It's a really quick one.
We got Miss Hills is coming in too, so we'll just go ahead. So you know what? Shoot, man, go ahead, cousin. Go ahead with your cousin.
All right, you gonna do your introduction or you good?
Oh,
damn!
Yes, everybody. Of course, you know it's Mr. Johnson. Thank y'all every day for y'all know what we want y'all to do every day. Go without saying, like, subscribe, and share. Comment, stay in the comments. Interaction, we love it every time. So we thank you so much, and everybody, and for our new followers, we thank you and welcome. And we're gonna go ahead and get this started. Oh shoot, and they're gonna miss as we speak. There she is. And forgive me, because I got two. There we go.
2 phones, one for the plug and one for the load.
Right, like. And, you know, I know you're gonna have that question come up, Miss Hills.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
I'm having technical difficulties today.
We see.
Struggling.
Well, go ahead and introduce yourself. Introduce. She's in the Matrix right now. Anybody ever seen the movie The Poltergeist?
No, I haven't.
I have, yes.
Yeah, you're talking from the TV like, hello, hello. Like, help me.
Oh my God.
Help me. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Miss Hills.
Yes, this is Mrs. Hills checking in, representing for the ladies, giving that womanly perspective, helping to bridge that gap between those stereotypes, make sure we're all on one page. So, yeah, it's me.
All right. Also, there's gonna be some talking that we got to do. We have I want to personally tell people that this product is so awesome, but I want to wait until I get some things finalized first before I let for sponsorship this side do this. So outside of that, we don't see because I want all of them to try it before we sponsor. But man, just I'm grateful. You know, we do every so often. I get people that want to sponsor, have things flow through here, but because I care about my co-host and our brand that we are building here, we just don't say yes to everything. So, with that being said, we're gonna start with Mr. Reese because he has something he wants to say.
Listen, just a quick question before we get on our topics. I thought about it last week when we had those great topics that Miss Hills provided for us.
Right.
So, a quick question for y'all two in the audience. All right, would you rather live to be 94 or live a very impactful life at 49? So what I mean impactful, somebody like Dr. King or like Sidney Poitier, you know, somebody like in that class. I mean impactful. Because I know we all are impactful, but that's the example that I want to use. So would you rather have like a regular, like, all right, I live to be 94, or like, hey, I'm super impactful person, you know, if I happen to pass away like, 49.
You want to take that first, Miss Hills, or I know you're stuck in the matrix, but we still can hear you.
Yes, I want to go first. I absolutely, without having to think too long, want to be impactful. I would prefer to be impactful than just living a long life. The point of living is to get something out of it. It's like, I don't want to just exist. I don't want to just be going through the motions. So for me, I would rather it be impactful, even if it is, short per se. I would prefer it to be impactful, where I have a legacy left behind me. When people think about what I did in my life and in that short time, people can be excited and proud and have some hope and some inspiration by that.
I would agree. I would definitely agree. I know we said it before, and that's one of my favorite sayings. You know that when you you ain't remember because of your tombstone. You remember by the impact that you made. So you gotta shoot, man. I mean, you want to get to the point where your impact lasts well beyond when your bones turn to dust. Mm-hmm. So I think that's important. I agree with you, So, yeah. I mean, wish you could have both, right?
Right. That's the ultimate.
That'd be awesome. But hey, if I had to make a choice, I want to be impactful, than just to breeze by in life and take all those good stuff, all those talents and all that potential to the grave. That's all.
Yeah, I actually agree with both of you guys, Ms. Hill, Mr. Johnson. I like it. And y'all both pretty much said everything. Like, it's more what I want to use. I want to use impactful, but it's more fulfilling to go ahead and live a life and have an impact on people, or have it like with purpose versus actually, hey, I'm living, and I'm just here. Not saying that you're not impactful, but like I said, to be in that class of Martin Luther King, Sidney Poitier, and people of that nature, I definitely would agree. I would rather live a very impactful life at 49 than 94. So, all right, great question. Okay, let's get to these topics now. I'm excited. Ready for these topics. Felicia, I miss your face. Too bad I can't see you.
It's okay. I'm working on it.
I found it to be funny, but hey, I want to come up with this topic first. It's kind of I think cool that you kind of led off with that question, because I'm going to lead off with one of our first topics to the night, which is the gift and the curse.
Mm-hmm.
I've had several conversations this week with a couple of people, and what I realized, it kind of streamed into last week's show where people were talking about happiness. That was really the most popular topic that we had last week. People was talking about happiness. That I was seeing. They're like, man, happiness, interesting question, because people. Last week we were talking about something in the pursuit of happiness. For all those who was here last week, brief of it, and those who wasn't, go back and take a look at it. It was a very good show.
Mm-hmm.
But what I noticed and what I heard, I happened to go by somebody's Instagram, which normally I don't, because Instagram is kind of, I don't know. But what they said on Instagram, it was saying how, like, they said, this is the story of my life. He's like, I wish I could just figure it out. And what it was a portion of video from a movie where he was saying that it was from, wait, what is that? Is it Silk? It might be from Winter Soldier. And Captain America was talking about how he wouldn't know what to do if he didn't do what he was doing now. And he was talking to Falcon. And Falcon was like, he made a joke, saying, well, you could do MMA. That's just a thought. But he was like, but really, you can do whatever you want to. He's like, you need to figure out what makes you happy. And when he asked Captain America that, he said, he's like, what makes you happy? He said, I don't know. And it's interesting because I noticed that with most things that make people happy and what they really love doing, it actually also aligns up with what kind of brings them a lot of sorrow too. So that's why this kind of topic is really good. So everybody out there, this first topic we got today is the gift and the curse. And I like to make sure we got it all down. The gift and the curse is what makes you happy the most, tied or intertwined what makes you unhappy the most. Woo! When I thought about that, I was like, man. So everybody out there, if you're in there, man, please feel free to comment on that. Right now, we just about to have an open discussion about it. What do y'all feel? Because that's interesting. The gift and the curse. That's what no. That's an oxymoron, right?
Yeah,
right. Oxymoron. The gift and the curse. That's interesting. How y'all feel about that? I mean, let's start off here. What is the things? Do y'all know, honestly, do you know what makes you happy the most? That's always a very honest question.
You want to go first, Fifi? Ladies first?
You go ahead. I'm going to go after you.
All right. It's kind of a question. Like when I was thinking of it, I was trying to put myself in the shoes of somebody who done something that really makes them happy, but at the same time, like, that happiness has brought them a lot of sorrows, or like has stepped them back, from things that they should do in life.
Right.
The only person, and I'll use Kobe Bryant is the only person I would say is an example of somebody who did something that made them happy and still did other stuff that made him happy as well. Time management, sacrifice, money, however he did it. He did basketball his whole life and still spent time with his family, but still put everything he had into his craft, which I commend him. And I think that's very, who's that?
There you go.
I figured it out. I got it working.
And you know how old guys who's that pretty girl? They always say that to people who's like 20, 30 years younger than them. Who's that pretty girl?
Honey child. Honey child.
What else? I would just say almost like everyday life, if you something like working, it was really kind of complex for me. I would say working, I'm working to provide, whether you enjoy your job or not. A lot of people have an opportunity to actually do what they love in their career, but love to do it so much to where you have to sacrifice, family time, social time to go ahead and excel in the craft that you love. So that could be something, but at the same time, if them losing their family or losing, that something outside of their craft really won't make them unhappy actually not pursuing their craft. So I can't even say if that person's really unhappy or not. So I had to level it down to, the normal white collar, blue collar person that, hey, I go to work every day, whether I like it or not, but the time that I spend at work, I spend away from my family and doing other things that I love, depending on how good I am or how important I think my craft is, or how much time I want to spend in my craft. So that question was like really complex because I can only use in the context of people that we are familiar with. I mean, you can even say somebody like Malcolm X or Dr. King, somebody who like lived for their purpose or loved doing what they did, but they did things that they sacrificed, family time, or sacrifice certain things that they can't do because they have to have this appearance or image or have this what's the word I want to use? This perception of who they are, and not saying that they were kind of hide of who they were, but like this is who I have to be in order for me to be that way and to win these people over. I can't do the access stuff that I am allowed to do, because you're allowed to do whatever.
Yeah.
Remember, when you do those things, you're still held accountable.
Absolutely.
That was good.
Appreciate it.
I have such a, I feel, complex answer. So say the question again so I can make sure I just keep it simple.
Are you cool, Bean? So he's just saying that do you think is what makes you happy the most tied to what makes you unhappy the most?
Okay, so to keep it simple, I believe that it could be both. That's simple, because it could be that I don't like the way my life is right now. I don't like, let me use a common thing for women. I don't like that I've gained weight and my body don't look how I used to look. So because I'm unhappy with that, I'm going to make sure that in order for me to feel happy, I'm going to work out every day at the gym, and I'm going to make sure I start changing my diet and not having cheat days and go ham, so I can have the dream body that I want to have. And then on the other end, it could be I want more than what I have. My life is good. I like everything about my life. Everything is cool, but I want greater. I want more. I want to see. So let's do financially. Right now I got savings in the bank. I got a car. I got a roof over my head. But I want to be wealthy. I want to have millions and billions of dollars. I want to be able to start a foundation, and I want to be able to give back and help. So in both instances, it's like they both can make me happy, but it just depends on where I'm at right now in life. I feel like that's why the answer is yes to both, because it just depends on where you are in your life and your mindset. We ain't gonna never get away from talking about mindset, because that kind of shifts the way you see and view life. Your perspective on it, makes the biggest difference. So for me, it's a yes to both.
Yeah, I agree. I think what both of y'all was saying is pretty much what everybody's saying. It feel like that everybody, for the most part, is saying the same thing. But like you said, it's just a perspective of it. I would say I would agree with that, because when you look at things like you know how you could tell somebody is extremely gifted at something, that it comes easy for them. That they make it look easy, but it ain't easy.
Yeah.
It comes easy for them. Like when you think about somebody like the thing that come to me the most is like Ray Charles. When I looked at that movie and I saw that how talented this man, he had a mindset for business. He stayed on the road. He stayed making music. That was his thing. But also something that he loved more than music was heroin. And his wife in the movie, according to the movie, like, look, it's one thing. She said, look, I already knew that you love heroin more than you love your family and everything else. But do you love it more than you love your music? Because that's the one thing that you always loved. So are you willing to lose your music for this heroin? Or just like Max said, it's like when you have Kobe Bryant, the athletes that's really a job that demands a lot of time.
Yeah.
Demands a lot of time. You're on the road consistently.
Especially like if you want to be great.
Great.
If you want to be
you
great,
have to pay your due. But and I apply that to just about everything.
Yeah.
Because
that
if
work
you
ethic.
want
It's
to
the work
be
ethic.
the best at something, it takes sacrifice. And somebody just told me this today, and I gotta repeat it because it's true. It is so true that you cannot get something for nothing. Everything has a cost. So you cannot be like, I want to be the greatest and think it's not going to cost you anything. It's a major cost for the things when you try to get to that level tomorrow. I want to be the best that ever did it. What's that Pokemon sound like? I want to be the very best.
Like no one ever was.
Oh my God.
Jackson is my real test to train him is my car.
Okay.
Pokemon. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
That is enough.
But it's crazy because it's the truth. You pay Snoop said it best. You pay the cost to be the boss. You gotta pay your dues, and it takes a sacrifice. Unfortunately, some people willing to pay a greater cost, and I ain't saying that's good or bad. Some people don't get to see kids' graduations.
Nope.
Don't get to see their kids' games. And that's why some people got to weigh those things out. Or if you don't have kids, you don't get to have all that time frame with your wife and your husband. You know how they tell people like they really driven, especially people in media, like I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be the best anchor. That means they taking every assignment. They taking everything.
Yep.
So guess where that sack something's going to go lacking.
It's a sacrifice.
And normally it's relationships. That's why, and I think that's where that unhappiness, that's why I said it's a mixed bag, because while you are growing leaps and bounds, you're getting awards, you're getting acknowledgement, you are accomplishing goal after goal.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Something else is lacking. Your mate might be unhappy for you. They're good with it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because they love you and they want to see you do it.
And then they get to the point where they like, okay, that's enough now. It's a lot of time putting in.
This man or woman not be completely satisfied with not being
number one
priority in your life. And the reason I said number two, because I got God top. Nobody's going to be happy with being the number two priority in their life. Right. This ain't going to happen. So it's just crazy. Like when y'all just said that, that's why I just think like, man, it is tied to it. Because I remember being married. Now, the one part I'll admit in being married, when I did wrong, I was a workaholic because I was driven. I wanted to make it. And I was like, look, I'm about to do my thing. Ain't nothing's going to stop me from accomplishing what I want to do. My mindset. And especially when you see the fruits of your labor coming forth, you get tunnel vision. Now, I admit that because I was putting in 74 hours because I do 74 at work, then working on my dream at home. Mm-hmm. And when I seen it come to pass, I'm like, oh, man, I'm just kidding. The only thing I started doing different is that I would take my kids with me. So I tried to combine my family with everything, have fun, and make sure I had them days set aside for it because I didn't want to miss that stuff. And like I said, the whole other different stories is I just didn't get along with the wife after a certain time frame. I'm like, I ain't put her in an equation. And that's wrong. That's wrong. So, but I would just say that's the part of it. But, because it's tough. It's so hard. And people, and that's a whole other conversation on its own. That's why I love this topic, the gift and the curse, because it is. Because you really have to pick and choose if what's making you really have to see what is the thing that make you happy. Because you remember you have some people, they may give up their dreams for their family.
Yeah.
And they are miserable.
Yep.
And they
look back like, dang, that wasn't worth it. I should have just tried to do both.
Everything is always, I had this, I could have been this, and I gave it up for you. And it becomes a bitterness. And I've seen guys with it. I've seen guys.
And resentment.
That's why I was really looking for, resentment. Because you like, how could you, like, I gave up everything for, especially when stuff don't pan out the way it is. Like, I gave up my whole future for, I had scholarships, I had this and I had that. I could have been moved here and I stayed here to be with you and raise these kids and all this other stuff. And you doing this and you're doing that. And you telling me you know, this ain't enough for you. What? I gave up everything for you. People,
Yeah.
it's a different monster.
Mhm.
John, hey, John, Sean, what up, though? Appreciate y'all, man.
What's up,
If you're putting a spouse in charge, let's say, let me see, I'll put this up there. I don't feel like reading tonight. If you're putting a spouse in charge of your personal happiness, you're asking for trouble. Well, you know what? I don't even think it's about putting the spouse in charge of your personal happiness, because that's a whole like another. Because I think everybody's responsible for your own happiness. I don't hold nobody in charge of making me happy.
And you're absolutely right, Randy. But I think the big misconception is, let's just say that if you want to reach a goal or like that you're unhappy, you bringing somebody else to it, they're supposed to make you happy, and that's not the case.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I think that it is what it is.
Like in other words, he said like it'll be trouble. Like it's definitely gonna make it worse because it's like,
it's gonna make it worse.
Hey, if I want somebody to make me
think
happy,
I think that's an excellent point, because I feel like the way people believe in marriage, they think that's what the other spouse is supposed to do. Yeah. They think I got married and the other spouse is the one that's going to make me happy. The other spouse is supposed to, that's why I'm getting married. You're supposed to make everything better, make everything great. And now it's a 2-for-1 special. I ain't got to be by myself. We both in the struggle together, or we both coming up together, or whatever. And I feel like to his point, that's the mindset people have. And I don't even want to say marriage. I want to say in relationships in general.
Relationships, period. I agree with you.
Yeah, I think that was valid, because people do have that mindset, but they don't know it or they don't acknowledge it.
You know what it is? And this is a really good one. It's like, you know, I tell people, man, don't be mad at people when they're not the friends that you want them to be. You can't get mad at people for not being the friends that you want them to be. They can only be the friends that they are. So, and the big thing, I'm going to put this back up here. My bro John just did it again. He said, personal, that's the one that stick out to me, that word. Personal happiness. That's not interpersonal. That's not group happiness. That's not family happiness. It's personal. It means it's you. You can't put somebody in charge of your personal happiness. It just ain't gonna happen, because we as humans, men and women, and we say it a lot all the time, man, life throws you so many different things. You're not promised what you're gonna be the next day. You might wake up the next day and not be. You might have a whole different change of mind. I think that's a lot of flip-flop person, but don't get me wrong. I think that's really flip-floppiness, but some people like that.
Yeah, but isn't the goal in like marriage to like make for that person to personally make you happy? You know what I mean? Like, hey, you being with me personally makes me happy. Like, you know, like flaws and all. So I think that's a big mistake people actually make being married. Like some people just want, you know, don't want to be alone, or like, hey, I want everybody else got, or hey, this person got this, so this is what I want, outside of saying, hey, you make me happy, I want to be with you. So, all right, let's get married.
I think where it goes, that's why I'll tell people all the time, you got to like the person that you're with.
Yeah.
Liking is like love. I think God takes care of love part of it a lot, but you got to like somebody. That's why friends seem to always last longer than our relationships. Because what y'all do, y'all go through some stuff together. You know, you might get arrested together. You know, it's just, you got to like the person you with. You ever met people, they married
and they don't like each other?
They don't like each other. I'm like,
and you like, why are y'all together? How is this happening?
You can't stand her. She can't stand you. Ain't this like living with a roommate that don't pay their end of the rent? I mean, to me, it just seems so bad, because when you like each other, it's a thing now where it's like, yeah, today I'm pissed at you, but I like you. So I'm pissed right now, but I ain't about to dip. You ain't got to worry about me waking up in the morning and you see me gone because I said that, this and that. Because when you like somebody and you like you know, to go with Mac was saying, the ambition, for, you know, like you said, when we're trying to be with somebody, and I know we ain't trying to get off on nothing else, y'all, but the ambition is that y'all both there to make the load a lot lighter for each other, and that you like each other and you're making the load a lot lighter for each other. And I think what comes along with that, the happiness comes along knowing that that person is putting, is
willing,
actually putting in the work with you, and they living up to their side of the deal. And I know a lot of people don't like when I'm gonna say this. This is why I keep telling people that marriage is more business than anything else. And people can get mad at me for that, but it's a business, because there's a lot of contracts that people just don't understand. And it's deep. It's really deep. Marriage is really so deep, and people just don't get it. And that's why it don't last long, because everything, you got to be careful, because in life you will form habits along the way that will affect everything in every aspect of your life, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, everything. And what happens is that people have formed a habit of their escape clause. In every aspect of life, they formed a habit of the escape clause. What is it? If you don't do what I like or feel or deem is best for myself, I now have the escape clause that, hey, I could just quit.
Yeah. I'm just going to leave.
I'm just going to leave. They're like, I'm just going to quit. That's why I tell people when they talk about
I'll just move on.
People, yeah, when people talk about I'm going to date a whole bunch of people, bro, no, that, I don't, that philosophy is so stupid. People will say, how am I know who I like if I don't date a whole bunch of people? It don't take a day to recognize sunshine. Why I need to? What are you talking about? What do you mean you have to date 150 people? You're already developing the concept of divorce ready, because all you're saying is that when this person don't do what I like, bang, next. This person don't do it, bang, next. You're not developing no kind of stick-to-itiveness. So, you got to be like, people got to really be careful of that. Like Mac said, and I love Mac so much, because Mac, and I've known this from a long time, you know what I'm saying? I know my cousin his whole life. But he's a family man. He's a family man through and through. He was a family man before he even had kids. He was like, you know what I'm saying? He was like the dad, and you know what I'm saying? The big brother dad in his own house. So he's been a family man. So he takes things seriously. So when he says things about marriage, I absolutely believe him. While everybody else laughing, I'm like, that nigga serious. He's very serious about what he just said. He don't play. He's not playing about that. Yeah. I'm like, listen, when he say, if someone cheats on me, I'm done, he means that. And that's why I tell people, at least that's why it's being straightforward and honest. He like, look, I'm committed to you. And what he mean by committed? I'm all in. This is the gamble at the table. I'm all in. I'm not holding nothing back. So guess what? If it don't work out, only person I got to blame is myself, because I put it
all in. Everything, yeah.
And I believe that's how people should be. Man, put it all in or don't. If you thinking for a second you ain't ready to put it all in, don't.
But to be honest, that's how a lot of people enter into marriages. They're not all in. They still have that single mentality of like, I'm married, but I still do what I want to do.
And we went a whole nother direction. God.
Okay, I'm done. That was it.
No. I think that's a good thing. I like the show.
Pretty good.
I think that's a great thing. Go ahead and finish what you're saying, people. We went a whole nother direction, but that means they was meant to go this way. Finish what you were saying.
That's all I was saying. I was just saying, again, it's like you have to understand yourself. It goes back to understanding your happiness. It's like a lot of people will tell you this is what to expect, this is what it is, but until you understand who you are and where you are in your life and your we talk about the unrealistic expectations or the unspoken expectations, that's how things take a turn, because it's like you coming into this and you like, okay, it's gonna make me happy, and then when it don't, like you said, you either like, I'm trying to get out, you were supposed to do this like you said, but if you ain't never communicated, you don't know. Or if you still got that single mentality of like, I'm married, but everything is, I do what I want. I ain't got to answer to you. I'm grown. You grown. I'm over here. You over there. Then the whole point of marriage is unity, is oneness. If you're not together in unison and oneness, like you said, y'all roommates.
This is, whoa, that just hit my soul, because you see my face, you can tell I'm real, because I got You know when the singer when somebody be singing for real, like make it real ugly.
Got that same face, like
Yeah.
You definitely killed that. Like
that.
I'm glad you kind of went off into that, because that's how some people really perceive it, and that sucks for people who want to be married. Or like if I were to see that on the outside looking in, like, well, what's the point?
Yeah,
I'm getting no benefit, and you get all the benefits. So
woo!
That's how you can look at it financially. Like, damn, like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my last name, and if you decide that you want to leave, you can take half or whatever. And it just is what it is. But yet you want to get married, you want me to marry you. Well, now I can go ahead and you can just be my girlfriend, and I don't lose anything.
Yeah.
And you know what's even more stupid than that? And I never understood in marriage. You know that you still want to play the field. This men and women.
Mm-hmm.
This is, to me, the ultimate selfishness. And it took me a long time. You know, I would say close to almost over 30 years to really see this and understand why people get so pissed about someone cheating on them. It's deeper than heartbreak. It's deeper than heartbreak. It's a betrayal of everything that you can think of, because what you're saying is that I asked you from jump that at any time that you don't want to be with me, you're not feeling me, you don't want to be there with me, that you see something else that's catching your eye. All I ask is that you be honest with me.
Just let me know.
Let me know. Do an usher, let it burn, and we go about our business, because we know it's gonna hurt, because I didn't want to break up. But if you do, I can't keep you. Now, what do? You do something even worse. You do this behind my back, because you know I wouldn't go for it. And the double kicker is you do it because you know that I'm a good person. You know that I'm an awesome catch. You know that all these great things come with me, and you don't want me to find that same type of pretend happiness that you didn't found. You want to keep it for yourself. So you want to be able to keep me as your safety net.
Yep.
While you go out and do everything else. Like, and men and women both do. This is the most selfish thing in the world that you could do.
Okay, this is the last thing I want to say.
People get killed for that.
Oh, yeah.
And you know
this is the last thing I want to say. It goes down to value as well. Because if you don't understand value in general in life, like put value or importance to anything, it is not going to help you in marriage, because you have to value your relationship. You have to value and see the importance and the weightiness of that commitment that you're making. And if you don't have any value in your life, like the way you grew up or anything like that, you had to struggle for everything, or you never had anybody to guide you, that's always going to be a rift. Because I've seen it so much on social media all the time, in the movies and everything. It's like the person finds, like, it's the best person that could ever come across they life, right. And they don't know how to treat it or handle it because they never had anything that was of value.
Right.
So I think that's a part of it too, where it's like when people don't know how to value because they haven't done the work in themselves, the relationship is going to be destined to mess up anyway, because they don't understand how to hold on to something, how to hold it in high regard, how to treasure it and value it, because they're so used to everything being taken away or everything not coming easy, and they got to work super hard for it. So when stuff do come easy, they like, no, this too good to be true. This can't be real.
Absolutely.
They kind of like sabotage it, where it's like, I'm waiting for something bad to happen because this is too good to be great.
I'm cheering on that. And before you say that, the reason I'm cheering that, because I love this word. I love confirmation. Today, I'm thanking God, because I got so much confirmation all throughout the day, just period. And a whole bunch of different things that I didn't want talking to nobody about. That I was just like, God, let me know. And he been quick. Like, there you go. Confirmation. There you go. Confirmation. You just said the word sabotage. This is something I told my daughter to write and put on her wall in her room. Because I've been telling you, you know, it's a lot of bad decision making that you've been doing. And what I want you to understand is that no one else is doing it to you. You're doing it. And you need to make a commitment to yourself to make better choices. And I said, I want you to write I will not sabotage myself.
Wow.
On your room. I was like, I want you to write that. And she put it there. I want you to understand that because this is what happens to most of us in life, myself included. We sabotage ourselves. We already got the things we have to go through. But then we go ahead and throw wrenches in our own. We throw wrenches and things in our own machine to make it slow down. Like, why are we doing? Like, why did you just do that? You got all the opportunity in the world. So no, I just wanted to say that. Man, I know you want to say. Go ahead and say that thing.
Go ahead.
Oh man, if you all can say, but man, dang, Fifi and Randy, y'all was over here just killing me. I almost forget what I want to say. I think
sabotage. God, that's good, man.
Gosh, what I was gonna say. We were talking about marriage. I think the tough part until you actually go through it is having that tough conversation.
Right.
And it's like you never think you actually have to have it because sometimes we think we're communicating, we're not really communicating. Or it's like, hey, you think I think you know what I want to say or what I like. And if I haven't said it or communicated that with you, then you can't assume. But when that and we all think that, hey, we'll never have a tough conversation in the back of our minds that we should say, and those be the kickers. So like I said, it's just that the whole cheating thing is just, and one gulp is like, well, one, you're lying to me. Two, I think in order for you to do that, you will have to, in some aspects, think that person is better than me. That's how I would take it. So it's like, well, hey, if you will go to lengths to lie and go behind my back and do this, even though that I wouldn't accept it, that person would have to, even though they're not, like, that would be my thing. Like, wow, this person is better than me. So like, that's the part I couldn't forget.
Ooh, you know what it is? That's like I said, it's getting stabbed. Cheating, when you get cheated on, it's like getting stabbed 40 something times. Because there's so many different things, man. That's why
and layers to it. Yeah.
It's like, what the world? Like, it'll make the most confident person, the most conceited person rethink and look at themselves again, like, well, what happened? What to do? And it's funny, that's one of the few things that the opposite person could do to you. And it's funny that all it shows is inconsistencies in them. It's like they're inconsistent, but you feel flawed.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird circumstance, man. I don't know where we went with that. That was good. I don't know why we went that way, but it was good. So I have to take that.
It's John fault.
Yeah, John. Hey, John.
Thank you for that. That was excellent. Thank you.
But I tell you this, I want to get to this one because the last one I want to talk about is real deep. I know we have a lot about that. This is good because I've in this new generation of, well, I won't say new generation, but in this new trend of self-help people that want to come along, want to tell you how you could do relationships. Everybody got a book. Everybody tell you this how you do this. This how you get a woman. This how you get a man. This how you do in your relationship. This how you do this. This, all over the place. A lot of it, first of all, to me, a lot of it is pandering. Some people know their audience, and they take advantage of their audience, not knowing,
laying it to the T.
So I be all the time, like, no disrespect whatsoever, because I don't, everybody do they do. When you got somebody like Kevin Samuels, and this is my different take on him now. This is my different take on Kevin Samuels. He's used this platform amazingly, where you got so many women saying, "Oh, he's cruel, he's not hard," but then a lot of them saying, "No, he kind of on to something." And sometimes you get to talk to him. I heard a show. I mean, he's like straight to the point. He always been a little metrosexualist to me, but some points he make is good. Other things I'm like, you just doing that to cause a stir. And I don't blame you. That's what you got to do. But what he does is he love kicking modern women who got these brand new ideas what it is to be a woman, and this what I got to do, that I can have all this, and he kind of give them like a little bit of that truth serum, a little bit like, here, take a little bit of this, let me bring you back to reality.
Oh my goodness. I'll wait. I got
and it's funny because that's really, how can I say this with modern women? I don't like to say this with modern, and we have a woman on here, so
Just say it, and then you can clean it up as
I
you
know,
go.
right? Yeah, clean it
Get
up.
it out first, and then polish it up.
Hey, Mac, I'm looking at PV like,
dog. Hey.
No, look, it's unfiltered for a reason.
Right.
Say what you need to say, and then clean it up as you go.
And I'll let Matt come in and say his part too. I've noticed that it seems like we live in a generation where a lot of women have come up with this crazy, really a fairy tale notion a little bit.
There you go.
A fairy tale notion. That's why I'll say fairy tale. Not all women, some women. A fairy tale notion of how things should be and what should be accepted. And that's why with this next question, and I'm just put it like this. That's why I say the buffet of benefits treatment. Do modern women really want equality, or they want selective positive benefits only? And what I mean by that, because I see so many modern women always saying, we want the same treatment, we want the equal pay, we want everything equal, until it comes to the punishments. Until it comes that you got to have your feet to the fire just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say that before we start.
Yep. That's what I was saying.
Well, let me speak before you, because I got one thing to say. It ain't crazy. No, it ain't even crazy. It's an example, actually.
So it's you know what I'm saying, but I've seen it so much. And one thing I do want to say off the bat: most women that I know and been around are not like this. These are some women who got their feet. They are 10 toes down. And they are very intelligent women. And what I mean by that is that they don't just like me. We don't take a side. Like, I'm just not going to take a side because I'm a man. They just don't take the side because they're a woman. They look at both sides and they weigh it out accordingly. So with this topic, of course, we're going to let a woman that runs for the ladies go first. But it's so interesting because it is weird, because it do seem that way sometimes. Like, hey, we want to be able to have everything, which I agree with. Equal pay. I don't care sex, nothing like that. If you could do the job, if the job pay $100,000, give them $100,000. Who cares about anything else? And I've seen it. Like I said, I've seen where women have been totally like, I'm like, bro, I'm making, I'm making 80. Why is she making 70, 60? Because she a woman. It ain't even no rationale somebody can give. It's like, because she a woman.
Yeah.
But let's go through it. Let's go ahead. Go ahead, Miss Hills. You go ahead.
No, see, to be honest, I ain't even going way left. It's actually in agreement with what you're saying with two different examples. Speaking from my experience, a good example is FedEx. Okay, so when me and my husband first got married, when I relocated, I had to find a different job at the time. And I just, I'm a busybody. I couldn't just be sitting down in the house like, babe, I see we get home and I ain't doing that all day. I had to be out here doing something. So I got a job temporarily at FedEx. And I say temporarily for a reason. For what you're saying with equality, they treated me equal. They said, you signing up to be an unpacker, you go unpack like the men unpack. Now, y'all know I am 4'11". I am very small. And I got on this thing and I was like, so I'm short. How am I reach that? They gave me this little step ladder. I said, this is real. Like, they really want me to. I was unlifting getting these packages. They said when I signed up, you're gonna be lifting 40 to 50 pounds, whatever. They meant that. I was picking up stuff and everything. And it was equal because they really expected me to be quick. I said, sir, you see these little legs and these big old boxes. I'm going to take my time and be safe. I don't know what you're talking about, but this is what I'm about to do. The point is, that was equal. Right. To them, they like, you an unpacker, you gonna unpack, just like the men unpack. We got a certain speed and the pace that we expect you to go, handle it. And I'm like, I thought I could handle it. I said, no, y'all don't really care about my life. I smell like cardboard boxes. And this ain't for me. I'm good. I'm all right. Y'all go ahead. But that was equal. And I feel like in reality, I didn't want the equal. If it's heavy, sir, you can come do it. Leave that for the men to come do. I didn't want the equal. I wanted the benefits of it where I can still get the same pay and I can do the things that ain't that hard for me in that way. But I really had to work beyond my limits in order to fulfill that. And I understood really quick. I thought I wanted equal, but I don't. because this ain't for me.
Is
Put
this
me on the
coming
other
from the
side
woman?
with the people on the little things riding people through. I had to understand. I thought I could handle that. I thought I was on that level, and I was like, no, this is for men.
This is, hey, ring a bell, make a noise or something. Make a noise or something.
I'm
Hey,
just saying.
make a noise.
I'm just saying. Now to my
Make
other
a
point.
noise.
To my
And
other
you
point,
just
before
agree
y'all get
that
going,
you
my
just
other point
agree
is
that
with corporate America,
at the end of the day,
with any other
women
position.
don't want to be
Listen, with any other
what-
position that ain't physical, it needs to be equal. And I believe women want that equality. If I'm doing the same job, spending the same amount of hours, doing overtime, I need to see that pay equal, if not more. It shouldn't be limited just because I'm a female and he a male. That don't mean nothing.
Absolutely.
So that's all I'm saying. That was my only little contribution to
I was
y'all
shocked.
stuff. That
I
was my
was
only
shocked.
contribution.
to the punch.
That was it.
I ain't gonna lie, I was shocked. You can't, but you know what? At least you was being honest. Like, no, hold on, no.
I think when it comes down to, I want to make a statement about something you said before I actually get in my
Oh Lord,
not you, Fifi.
what you about to say? Here we go.
You were dead on. You were dead on, Fifi. I was talking about what Randy said.
Okay.
When he brought up Candace Samuels and his instance on, like, I guess what women are doing, like all the stuff that it comes from old hoes, and then it's just passed along down generation to generation.
Wow.
Like, so great example, right? Let's just say, hey, you're a man, you're expected to do A, B, C, and D, but at the same time, I shouldn't suffer the consequences because I'm a woman. I mean, if Felicia, you beautifully put it like, hey, that I'm not ready. Great example, right? Let's just say if all right, what's a good one? I want to use a really good one. I'll use one that you commonly use, right? So I had a young lady, interviewed her, had a job and everything. So I informed her. I was like, hey, you know, this position that you picked up and pay a little bit more, we're gonna be outside downtown Detroit doing security.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want to do. She took the job, right? 2 days later, it was like, hey, I can't do this. Put me somewhere else. We didn't have nowhere else to put her. The first thing she said was, I'm a female. I shouldn't be doing this. And I'm like, well, this is what you signed up for. So, like,
yeah,
why would you expect anything different? So, okay,
it's security, honey. You're gonna secure.
And then so here's the crazy part. I asked her, like, well,
you're gonna have to be in unsafe situations.
Yeah. So I'm like, what do you want to do? Well, what should I have you do then? She said, well, can I just stay in the building? But I'm like, you're not securing anything. So you expect me to pay you to do a job that you're not doing because you're a woman. Or even when it comes down to stuff like, let's just say, okay, a man and woman separates. Like, we'll bring children in. Let's say a man and woman separates, right? All right, a guy has his portion of how you gotta take care of himself and his family, and the woman has their same portion. Like, okay, I'm gonna take care of myself and the family. So more than likely, the woman's collecting child support or any kind of benefits to help take care of their family. Now, let's just say if the woman just fails to do that, then we put all the blame on the man if they don't go ahead and help take care, aid the woman who's already being aided. It's just certain stuff like that is not made equal, because let's just say the shoe's on the other foot, right? You're a man, you have no excuse not to do it. As long as you can walk and you work, you have no excuse on not being able to struggle. But yet, when they struggle, we gotta have some kind of support, regardless if it's their fault or not. Especially like if it comes from, like, let's say the father or like a significant other or whatever. Like, we're just held to different standards. So, but at the end of the day, like I said, hey, like, if I struggle and I'm expected to pay a consequence because I'm a guy, or I'm expected to, hey, toughen up or do whatever, but that same expectation is not on a woman. Or even if they do struggle, you're still expected to help because, hey, I'm a woman, so you have to do this because you're a man.
But keep this in mind, and that's an awesome point.
Yeah.
A lot of this stems from, I don't want to be racist, but it ain't racist to say what the truth is. The truth is, white man just screwed up a lot. White man did a lot of things that messed up the system as a whole in this country. Period. We wouldn't be having to talk about a lot of this stuff if a lot of European Caucasian males didn't get together in a room to try to make laws and benefit them more than everybody else. And that's just the long and short end of it. That's exactly what happened. A long time ago, you got all these powder wig wearing, wooden teeth, buckled shoe having, Caucasian males that got together in a group and said, we're going to make laws. We're not going to put anybody else in on the laws. We're going to make it. And then we're going to tell everybody else you should live by. And then we're going to make it more in favor for us, no matter who you are.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna subject women. We're gonna subject every other race, and we're gonna be the heads of command. So what obviously needs to happen, and nobody want to talk about this, and this is a topic for a different show. The Constitution needs to be thrown out. It needs to be a whole new written law in place.
Start from scratch.
From a whole different time frame, created by a whole different mindset of individuals. And that, unfortunately, that mindset still carry over coming into this day. But what happened is that those men back in the day, I'm talking about like George Washington, they could leave their families and the women be desolate. They had nothing. They would have nothing. They would just have the kids. They leave their family, go have the kids. So that's why originally the court system became a lot more harder on men, because they said, you know what, as a man, you should be able to get back on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Women
Bored you, Felicia?
Yep.
I saw you, y'all. We bored you?
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, Randy.
No, you're not.
So crazy. But that's what happened. For so long, that's why it came into play. So what happened over the years, it just got worse and worse and worse to the system as a whole. But when it came to everything else, just like Fifi, like Fifi was saying, it's like now it's like people misuse this term of equality. I want equality when it's convenient for me. I don't want equality when it's not convenient for me. So if a man says a comment to a woman like, hey, beautiful, oh my God, he just harassed me. He could lose his job. He could be gone, everything. All I'm saying is that if a woman do the same thing, she should be subject to the same ridicule. See, I'm gonna give you. I wish I had this picture.
Those are double standards.
Double standards.
Double standards.
It was a picture, right? I'm gonna give you a picture. Katie, y'all know who Katy Perry is. Katy Perry had on this really tight dress one time, right? And her breast was hanging out. Ellen DeGeneres was looking at her chest, and she like. And what bothered me, normally, like in this case, I just laugh it off like Ella's stupid. But if it had been a man and they caught that picture, his livelihood could have been taken away from him.
Yep. No question.
Yeah.
No question. No question. No question.
No joke, even if it's a joke or not. Because just of the climate of what a lot of powerful, irresponsible men had done for so many years, they're not getting punished. There's a lot of innocent people that's getting punished. And that always happened like that. We know it. It always happened. They changed the rules. Yeah. Maybe one or two big guys get examples made out, but everybody else getting the hammer.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, let me say this too. Even to the point of what you're talking about with Ellen, look at what Ellen represents or what she wants to represent.
Right.
That's still in that, if you use it to that context, it's still the same thing. But people don't look at it like that.
Wow, Felicia, you are being really.
That's what I'm saying.
You on fire today.
I know, right? You hitting it.
Yo,
who else? Who was that? Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner, who plays for the Phoenix Mercury. She's a lesbian. She had assault charges because she was beating her girlfriend. I don't think she's done not one nick of time in jail. See, those are double standards that I say. if you want equality, the only way it could be equality if it's equal all the way around the board. That means the same resources that this person has, I have.
Yep.
The same, we have a misconception to what equality is. People got that's why I called it the buffet benefit, which means people go to a buffet. What you do at a buffet? You go to what you want. You choose what you want.
Yep.
Equality shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't have to pick and choose. Guess what? You rape somebody, man, woman, child, anybody else, man, you should be held to the highest extent of the law, whatever it is combined to. If you're still in cars, if you're doing anything else like that, if you're a first-time offender, whatever that white first-time offender got, man, woman, child, it's the same. It should be.
Yep.
It shouldn't. This is why I don't like that. It depends on the state. That's crap. That means states can change their laws to benefit the states at any time they want to be different from the government.
For whoever is in charge at the time, yeah.
That's garbage. Make it universal. It's the same law. Yep. Make it the same way the whole time. Talk about it's so funny that we the United States, but we're the most divided country in the world. We're divided. Texas could do something different. The same laws in Texas ain't the same there. It should be no reason that if you have a concealed weapon permit, that you shouldn't be able to go to every single state in this country.
Yeah.
And honor your permit. It just should be like that. But nope, it ain't like that. It shouldn't be where it's a little different here. Oh, here, no. We got the 3-strike law here. Like, what? The 3? So y'all basically can hold people hostage depending on who's in office.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why it's so crazy. But yeah, I agree. I'm glad, Phoebe, you had said that. I ain't shocked because I kind of figured you was gonna say something.
God.
I figured she was gonna be like that because, like I said, every woman I know that I've been around is not like that. And when I see women that do that, I'm like, hold on, that's a double standard. How can you say you straight for this, but you ain't straight for that? I mean, real talk. I have no problem with a woman making the same amount of money. That's stupid. What are we talking about? We doing the same job, right? And is she doing the same way? Putting the same hours, doing the same thing, yeah, why should she get the money and more? I believe your pay should be based on the work you put in. That's my personal opinion.
Listen, that's a whole other topic right there.
You should get more money. No, in no way in the world that somebody, that's why guys say something silly all the time, especially when people work on the line. Man, why you working so good on the line, man? Why you doing so good? We all getting the same amount of money. But if you make stuff performance-based, woo!
Listen, that's the kind of word I'm trying to live in.
And that's all I'm talking about. Make it performance-based. Hey, I'm outperforming everybody. I should be making more money then.
Yeah.
Period.
That's why I'm an entrepreneur today.
Yep. And that's the reason. It's like you make your own because it ain't there. Are they out there jobs out there like that? Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Plenty of them.
And a lot of them are adjusting accordingly. They're adding those benefits in because they see, okay, this needs to be changed. So I appreciate them for
especially
that.
In this climate now where people quitting. They're like, we got to do something to keep our good workers.
Yeah.
Or keep workers in general.
Yep. Like, well, just make it performance based. But yeah, it's like I said, that's incredible. So I like that. Now, this topic, I've been waiting. This is the one I really wanted to tell you.
Is this the last one?
Yep.
Wow, we made good time.
This is really incredible. I saw this. Mac, you might know the guy, the name of the song. No, this ain't even just about that in particular. What I want to talk about is something that we should have been talking about a long time, and we should have been addressing. This should have been an in-house issue that the Black community been talking about forever.
Here we go. I'm ready.
This is one of those things that irritate me because the reason why it irritate me because I'm a part of the problem. I am a part of the problem. And a lot of people don't want to admit this. A long time, I'm all for the fight for. Nobody likes police brutality. I've been the victim of profiling. I've had to be down face on the ground. I had to be on hot hoods. Had to be lowered and sitting down and operating, doing everything, and being completely innocent, and then been told to, oh no, everything checks out, you can go away. First time, it's a shock. when the first time it happened to you. Next couple of times it happened to you, it's embarrassing. Then it get to the point where now you're upset. You're like, I can't believe this happened. And there's no joke when you got to be over there when you being pulled over for something or you being harassed for something that you know damn well that you ain't do. And pretty much these cops ain't do. Because every black person don't look the same. Every Latino person don't look the same. So, yeah, I am definitely for fair treatment. I don't like policy enforcement. And that's all policemen are. Policemen are policy enforcement.
Whenever you are ready, I'm gonna play it because I got it.
Okay.
All right. So a situation that Randy was referring to. It's this song I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play it. People familiar with it. Play it for 10 seconds and we'll react after that. I'm about to play right now.
Drop down, Nate got popped down, Lee got shot with the fast face hot. Okay, Corbin got kidnapped, they found his balls, he was right. Corbin, meet you off the boss.
Y'all heard that?
Play it one more time. One more time.
Fast face hot. Okay, Corbin got kidnapped, they found his balls, he was right. Corbin, meet you off the.
What happened in this song, and what's happened is that part of that song, that particular lyric about Corbin, got found his bones was rotten, was an actual event that happened. What was that, in Pennsylvania? If I remember right, in Pennsylvania. This is like a 2019. This young man was kidnapped, and they didn't find his body till a year later or something of that nature. And now he put it in the song. But the kicker is, now they made it into a TikTok craze. I didn't even know nothing about it because I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man. And people would just do that part. And what ended up happening, it got back to his mother. It made back to all this attention, got all this attention drawn back to it. To the point where the artist who did the song said, yeah, this is real childish. I don't know nothing about it and all this other stuff. I ain't gonna do it no more. I'm like, young bro, I know what the young brother was trying to do. Like, well, I ain't gonna make no fun of it. It's beyond childish. And brother, I'm gonna say this to him. It ain't even your fault. Because this is historically systemic, not because of white folks. It's because of blacks. Because we've given the okay to continually have this type of message pressed in our own community. This is an in-house issue. Now, this is the one, that's why I said I'm a part of this issue, because anytime you listening to it, we can say entertainment all we want to. But when you sit there and you listening to it 24/7, you sure as hell ain't saying you don't condone it.
Yep.
I wouldn't want it if somebody had a song in there talking about, yeah, Lil Rihanna, and I banged her little ass, and I'd be like, what the? They talking about my daughter. What is they saying? And what we getting into is that this is the eggshell conversation that Black America does not want to have. We don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. We don't, because we are quite happy, myself included, with being entertained.
Yep.
In every aspect and accepting it in our own community. What do we do in this case? When is Black America ready to say what we need to do about this crazy, abnormal, and simply insane infatuation that we have with violence against each other, and then we don't want to take accountability for it? We'll say things like, well, your mama, your parents got to stop you. Stop you. Nigga, I've been listening to rap for I don't know how long. If my mom, if it's in my mother's house and she want to listen to it, I just wouldn't listen to it at her house. But I'm going to listen to it somewhere else. I'm like, yeah, I ain't going to play it now. I'm going to listen somewhere else. And how long that's going to last until you there and then you get grown? I mean, it just is what it is now. And just to be honest, as good as a parent that I am, and as good as parents y'all may be, if the kids gonna listen to it, they got too much. We can't compare to the amount of access they have now.
It's off the charts.
It's off the charts now. But I mean, I want to get y'all opinions on it. We're talking, even though we're making good time. I want you to get it.
All right.
What do y'all feel about? Why is this such a hard conversation for our community to have? Why? What's the big one? This, and I got this one for you, because I know you're gonna answer it truthfully. What is our infatuation? Some of us with singing and being entertained by our constant degradation of not only Black men, but Black women, and the amount of violence we have against each other. What is our infatuation with it, and why we don't want to get rid of that?
Here's the thing. We like to imagine that it's real. Entertainment is fake. Entertainment is fake. We like real life situations that intrigues us. Real life situations intrigues us, even though, like, hey, like, I may not have, shot anybody or been in the gang. I saw somebody got shot and I'm around gang members. So that's real enough. Anything that's said, I can relate to. I want to hear about it. But the problem is that when it's real, it's a problem, even though we're entertained by it. We can relax about it if it doesn't affect us. That's the big thing. I just think, like I said, even prior to that song, like, I know it's more targeted to Blacks, but I mean, it's just everything. Like, we all thought it was innocent. Like, we use it as a joke. It was just entertainment. We just thought that it was something that somebody wrote. We may not think that it was real, even though, like, it gives a perception that it's real, but we like it enough to where, like, okay, it didn't affect me, so I don't mind them saying it. But now it's an uproar. We found out it was a real person that actually, like, Corbin's a real person that got kidnapped. Like, that's the extent. The extent is that, all right, hey, my last girlfriend was a hoe and she slept with, like, let's say 30 people, and I can listen to somebody talk about hoes all day because I can relate to it. I can relate to where, hey, like, I saw this person degrade this person, and regardless if I liked it or stopped it or I was just a spectator, I can relate to it because that's what I see and it didn't affect me. Like, I some people don't like hear about, hey, I smoke crack and I like it, I sip lead and I like it, unless somebody close to you that died from it. Outside of that, you're going to continue to do and or listen and be entertained by it. Like a couple of examples, like the old wrestling. I loved it because I didn't know it was fake. I didn't know wrestling was, like, fake, and the stuff they did looked it pretty real. I mean, but the injuries are real. Like battle rap, like they like, as much as I love battle rap, that's the big thing. Like battle rap, it's entertaining when they almost fight, or it's entertaining when they say derogatory things or things that they wouldn't say to you in the street, so they can say to you in this manner, and it's okay until something happens. It's a black, I think it affects us the most, but it's American society. We love to be intrigued by violence, but it affects us more because we are around it every day. So we're numb to it. We're immune to it. We're used to it. So, like, and rest in peace to Corbett, and my condolences to his family. But me listening to it, like, as a new listener, it don't affect me because I don't know Corbett. And that's for anything, and that's for everything else that we aren't affected by. So it's like, hey, they can say I shot somebody in the head and I shot his mama too. And as real as it is, we aren't affected by it because we don't know. And it doesn't happen to us and it doesn't affect us. And that's the part that we have to not entertain, that, hey, I can accept this person killing this person or saying they're going to do this. And all I'm going to do is just help his record sales. All I'm going to do is help this person be more famous because that's what I want to listen to. So they're going to continue to do this kind of stuff. And some people are just going to tell the truth, and sometimes that's their truth. But how do we take it? We don't take it as, hey, look, we need to investigate this guy. Like, he can't be doing this, or like, he's an entertainer. Let him keep doing it.
Man, I have so much to say. I was writing down while you was talking because you hit on so many key points that is so accurate for the situation and just the culture, the climate of what's going on. First off, just talking about TikTok. TikTok trends have been very crazy. It's kind of died down because dance and just information has been like the main focal point within the last uproar in TikTok. But I remember when working in the schools, it was all these kids who was doing crazy stuff because of TikTok. Oh, I seen it on TikTok. Remember when they had the Tide Pods and they was trying to put them in their mouth and eating and stuff? Like, that can kill you. That's dangerous. So the point is, TikTok trends. This ain't new for TikTok trends. You know, crazy off the wall stuff people start to just do because they see somebody else doing it and it's trendy. I want to be in a trend, whether I agree with it or not. No matter how I look, I just want to be a part of the trend. So that brought me to my first thing that you kept talking about that I understood is desensitization. I can't even get the word out right. We're desensitized to violence. It doesn't have an effect. It doesn't have an impact on us. It's just, that's another thing. I see it every day. I've had a lot of experience in my life where a lot of my family members is out here doing it, or I've seen, the consequences of it. It doesn't have that same effect that it should have because people have been in those environments for so long, seeing it all the time. It doesn't have the same effect. And then I went to attention. And one of the main reasons why a lot of people don't want it to go away because it brings about attention. In rapping, originally rap, not all of it, but majority of it came out of, I need to tell my story. I need to tell you what I've been through and what's been going on. And it started as, okay, ain't nobody telling that the police out here brutalizing us and beating us. So we're going to put it in the song so the world can know we ain't out here just acting crazy and wilding out and just breaking laws. They're targeting us and they're doing stuff to us. Then it turned into, oh, people listening, people like it. The record companies decided, okay, we're going to use this as a marketing tool. Whenever we get new rappers that sign on, we're going to make sure whether you live this life or not, whether you was out here on the streets, on the corners, if you was about that life or not, if you was a hustler or not, it don't matter. This is what the image is going to be now. You're going to have to come into this role, and this is what you're going to have to be in order to, so that we can continue to sell records, because we see this is what people want. And all they did was just jump on that. Even though that wasn't everybody's truth. Right. And then I feel like the next thing is control. When you are glorifying violence, the root of it is control. I want to control the situation. No, I'm sure a lot of people, I would hope, don't want to take somebody else's life. But if you in the streets, that's a part of the code. If I'm going to survive, I'm going to have to know how to handle myself. And that's a part of the code. It's either you going to get me or I'm going to get you. So then it becomes a part of like, this is what we got to do in order to keep control. And I think that's what I see throughout all of the culture trends and everything that's been happening when it comes to even the entertainment. That's what we're talking about, movies and stuff. If you pay attention, majority of every movie we ever watch has violence in it.
Yep.
I don't care if it's real subtle. If it's like by accident, they was walking down the street and then a car came out of nowhere and hit somebody. It doesn't matter how it's represented. You see it through everything, even in commercials. Like it's everywhere. And I feel like that's why they don't want to take it away, the media, because that's their biggest money maker. If it ain't got violence in it, amongst other things, it ain't gonna make no money. And then I feel like for our community, we won't stop it because we don't want to unify ourselves to protest. Just like we protest for women's rights, they protest for gay rights, all these things. If we protested against, again, just as a unified body, that's a civil right, to be honest. But we don't want to do that against ourselves. We don't want to stand up and say, I mean, we see it sprinkled around. A lot of people comment here and there saying we keep focusing on police officers or white people versus black people brutality, but what's going on with black on black crime? That doesn't happen a lot, and people don't talk about it a lot, or they dismiss it a lot because they feel like that's a hard thing to talk about. Mm-hmm. But that's why, because all of those things that Mac said and that I just named, you know, it's all those components that's intertwined in it. Right. I don't think it's just a one answer thing. Like it's just this and that's it. If you take that away, then it'll go away. I don't think it's that. I think it's a combination of all those things.
Absolutely. I agree with both. I agree with both of y'all. It's just so man, it's an onion. That's the best way to describe it. It's an onion. It's so many layers and there's so many areas, and you know, it expanded so much. No disrespect to anybody out there, but this our COVID. This the black community's COVID. It's been this, and it's been where it's a possible vaccine for it. Mm-hmm. Nobody interested in taking it though. What happens? Like I'm gonna give you a good example, and this is what irritates me. It's a ton of ways that you can get knocked off social media. It's a lot of keywords, a lot of things you can say to get your account suspended. One of those words ain't nigga. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nigga could be said just as easily and just as freely as the word the.
Crazy.
It's you know, when you look at it, like we look at back in 2013, Rick Ross.
It's the way we did it though. It's our fault.
I mean, it was just honest. Look, I was just reading the lyrics. This Rick Ross in the Rocco song, the one where he lost, Reebok fired him. It says, this Rick Ross whole verse. I'm gonna read it. I'm reading it just so everybody can know. I'm gonna read it just where it sounds. It says, the nigga sold the Reebok, you ain't even know it. I died over these Reeboks, you ain't even know it. Put Molly all in her champagne, she ain't even know it. That's the lyric that got him in trouble. Putting Molly in her champagne, she didn't even know it because they felt like it was promoting date rape, which it was. But then listen to the rest of it. It said, I took her home and enjoy it, and she didn't even know it. Got 100 acres I live on, you ain't even know it. Got 100 rounds in this AR, ain't even know it. Got a bag of bitches I play with on Cloud 9 in my spaceship, zoned out, and he's still fresh in zone, and I'm on zone 6. Bricks on bricks all in my blood, birds all in my dreams, boats all in my yard, lemon pepper on my wings. I'm about to get you niggas whacked, and you ain't even know it. Your main nigga about to turn his back, and you ain't even know it. All in there was fine until they said something about date rape. But you want to know why it was important for them? Because they got a group of individuals that says we ain't with that crap, and we are willing to make sure you don't eat financially.
No, not John. Nope.
Like you're not gonna do it. What happened instantly? What'd he do? I want to apologize for that lyric. Huh? Hey, bro. And guess what? That ain't work. Reebok fired him. Oh man, well, you out of here. We can't have that. If anything, like y'all both said, I think what it reigns around is just I would love to sit down, real talk, with the LGBT community. I'm talking about the ones who started the movement. I'm talking about the ones who really got the power. I'm talking about the top ones because they understand what it took. These people have, you know, this group of individuals have 4 major laws changed in under 4 years. In 4 years, they have 4 major laws changed. They made the government say, no, y'all about to change this. You about to make it legal for us to get married. Make it happen. Because we out here protesting and we can make our lives a living hell. You want to get elected again? We can make your lives a living hell. Change it. Get them in here. And I ain't fought them for it. I actually applaud them because it's incredible how they did it. And if anything, a lot of African blacks need to look and say, man, what did they did that we're not moving on? We got no cohesiveness. We're never cohesive.
It's like if they use the same energy they had for George Floyd against black on black crimes, the way that, again, now mind you, just like the LGBTQ community is the same thing. It's the momentum. It started already, but then they just took it another notch. If we have that energy as a community to take it worldwide, where it's like, it ain't just in the United States, it's everywhere. We're not going to hurt our own. That's a big deal.
That's the big one there. That's the big one. It's where we get in our community like, man, we got to start here. We got to make the biggest change is going to be in our own community, in your own houses. This is where we got to start it at. We got to, first of all, a lot of people, where they going to say, a lot of people make a lot of money doing a lot of the stuff that these people say in these songs. My problem is that it's entertaining because ain't none of them niggas that's doing the rapping anymore and doing it anymore. And the ones that are, they're getting caught and going to jail. They are, because they stupid. They too public with it. I can't even think of that young guy's name. And it's all these young guys. It's like, bro,
young guys too, why
y'all keep doing it? Now they about to go to jail for the rest of their lives.
They're not smart. They don't have that same understanding.
It's like, man.
Even if they do, I'm sorry, they do have the same understanding. It doesn't take over popularity, and it doesn't take over being notarized. Like, hey, I understand if I say it, whether it's real or not, people are gonna listen and pay attention. So therefore, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, because the chances of them believing me, don't really matter. I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna be famous, and people are gonna forget about whether it's real or not.
And I don't mean to say this, but I'm gonna give y'all an example. One guy, Tekashi 6ix9ine. I'm like, people to like, oh, he a snitch. I'm gonna snitch. I'm like, I hate to tell a lot of y'all. It's a whole bunch of snitches.
He just got caught.
He just
was publicized, like everybody saw
it. And here's my thing with 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine, one, is not black, but he was engraved in black life, black culture, gang life, gang culture. And when he didn't want to be involved, guess what he was? A civilian. A civilian. And in our culture, in our society, in gang culture, in gang society, yes, he is a snitch. Technically, we want to call him, he's a gang member. But I'm a civilian. And guess what he did? He came back as doing the same exact thing. And guess what he's acting like? A civilian.
Yep.
A civilian. And guess what he's still doing? He's still talking about murder. He's still talking about degrading women, black women. He's still talking about gang violence. And he has $1 million security around it because, hey, something can happen to him. But you know what? I'm going to still talk about it because I'm getting millions of dollars just to talk about it.
Right.
People, and this is the big effect with Tekashi 6ix9ine. People don't play him on the radio. That's how much people don't respect him, but people are still listening to him. And he's still being paid for talking about these things. Yep. That's how effective music is, and that's how effective violence is. And I would still kind of ignore, no matter who or what says it, as long as he's not talking about, hey, I hate gay people, or hey, I want to go ahead and blow up the Twin Towers.
Certain words.
All he talks about is killing black people, gang banging on black people, degrading black women, and he's fine.
It's fine, and that's my whole point.
It's because of us not taking that position to say this is not it. Yep. This is not right. Even what you just said about women.
Yep. If we step up, like you said, what happens is this. And this is where a lot of people get it misconstrued when you have a lot of things. This, like a lot of black community we have where it says they bougie, they forgot where they came from. With some people, they forgot where they came from. Or you got some people like, man, you ain't hood no more. You moved out the hood. And I'm like, anybody that stay in the hood, had to experience things in the hood, wants to get out the hood.
Yep.
It's I don't even know why this goes. Of course you want better. You want better. That's why I could tell the difference between a kid that's just doing stuff for a lifestyle than a kid that's really doing it because they got no other choice. If you give most young black males that are in a situation right now in the city of Detroit Chicago, Baltimore. If you give them the opportunity to be somewhere else, they have a better life. They ain't got to look over their back. They ain't got to do anything else. They can actually just go to school, get their education, and
they'll take it.
They'll take it in a heartbeat. It ain't going to even y'all two already know it's not going to even be a question.
Nope.
Where you get the problem is you get these people, and I say this all the time, you get these young guys who actually got parents that take care of them. Got a dad that work a good job, a mom that work a good job. You've been provided a good life. But you look and you see rap all the time.
And you think you're missing out.
Or you see, I just, rap before, and y'all get on here for like, don't blame rap. The reason why y'all saying don't blame rap because you love
it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Just get it out of there. It is a part of it because it's a part of media. There's no other more powerful method of communication and reaching a mass quantity of people than music.
Words have power.
Music is. Just to give people an understanding how powerful music is. I remember being in the class. Shout out Joyce Elementary.
Come on, Joyce.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Miss Davis, my music teacher. Everybody's music teacher.
Best music teacher ever in life.
We was in class one day. We was practicing. And I forgot the guy who was with the band. He was a white, bald-headed guy with a I can't remember his name. But he came in there and he was playing the trombone. And keep in mind, these are kids that's in the 3rd grade. We was in the 3rd grade with this time frame as Davis. And he came in there and he was playing this song. We didn't know what the jazz song was. But it had half the people in there crying. It had little kids crying. Like just when hearing the music. Because it's something people got to understand. It's just something strongly spiritual about music. You don't have to know what someone is saying. And this is the gift and the curse, as we just talked about today. That what happens is that it affects you in such a way, emotionally and spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when we was in the crowd, they didn't even know why he was crying. They're like, what you like? Just like, why are you crying, Latasha's like, I ain't crying. And you can visibly see her crying because it touched her soul somewhere. That's why somebody like a Michael Jackson can go to a country where he don't even know the words.
Oh, no,
the
language. They don't know English.
And just have them passing out. That's why somebody like Beyonce can go to China and all the rest of these countries and they fainting and they going all over the place because music just touch people differently. So it is powerful. And like y'all said, it's when you think about it, like you said, with our community, the best way is that we need to come to some hard truths. Like Max said, we need to have the hard conversations and be like, man, can you honestly look at your daughter, your wife, and your auntie, your cousin, your females and say, man, I love y'all, but as soon as y'all get in the car, every song, every video, I got a bitch, a hoe, a slut, and you can do this and fuck and all this other stuff and put in everything else. Can you say, man, I got respect for you and I'll be playing this with you in the car? Like, that's like, can you honestly say that? Can you say, man, I got love for my brothers, but yet you celebrate and you rapping to the lyrics just because it's a nice beat of saying, wear the nigga's shirt, had a nigga in the church and put this nigga in the dirt.
Hey, you trying to make it funny.
It's like, bro, you know what I mean? It's like, can we honestly say that? Even, don't get me wrong, people copy our culture like crazy. Other copy culture crazy. You got people in the Philippines, they got battle rap in the Philippines. I seen
I saw that, yeah.
And I was like, what the world? He was saying something, but it sounded it must have been sweet. I was like, man, he must have said something about his mama. But it was something crazy. But in our community, they're mocking. They're mocking us because they think it's cool. And don't get me wrong, it is some hoods way worse than us around the world. We ain't seen no hoods till we've been around the world. But we talking about our community, and it's just some things that I had to be like, man, when we gonna get like to say like, you know what,
enough is enough.
It's enough is enough. We need to be like, hey, this is we need to quit, man. Like, come on, y'all, real talk. Are we gonna still have this being cool? Because all it's doing is making our kids more hardened, more like you said. Which one of y'all said it? Is it like more? They desensitized to everything. Yeah. I remember, like I said, like I was talking. I think it was last week, and I told y'all about the gun thing in my kids' school. They had the school on lockdown, and these kids, some of them, a lot of them, you know, look like, wow, I can't believe this happened here. But like a lot of them were like, man, it ain't even that serious. It ain't even. I'm like, they are really desensitized to, you know, the things that happen to them. How you doing, Miss Kathy?
Hey, Miss Kathy.
It's crazy. What do we do to this point? You know, like I said, I know I'm part. Like I listen to it. Everybody not gonna be. I wasn't influenced by music. I like it. You jam out to it. You see what it is supposed to be. I don't like, you know, a lot of kids don't like music. They like rap or they like this. It's a difference. When you like music, it means you can listen to anything. You can find the beauty in all of it. Mm-hmm. But it is a problem. And I think it's more, rap is not solely the issue. R&B is not solely the issue. Movies are not solely the issue, but they are a huge part of the issue because that's what we see the most. And that's what's pushed down the media. Like you said, sex is pushed out so much. Man, these kids knowing about sex at 5. I'm hearing 5-year-olds talking about what they're going to do to a girl.
Yep.
And they don't even know what they saying. They just repeating it. You don't even know where your stuff at. You
know it.
You don't even they doing stuff. You got these girls, they're getting pregnant over and over and over again. I'm like, that's not a mistake, y'all, man. That's habit. That means it's something that they doing over and over again. They don't know that she's stacking up stuff for her life. That majority of this time frame, you're gonna be the one taking care of this kid. With a dad that come in and out when he want to, because he like, look, you got your mom and daddy, somebody can help you with it. I'm there, and then all the rest of that stuff. We got to have a huge
breaking those patterns.
It's just like you said, that change of that mindsets.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just crazy because I just sat there and thought, when I saw it, I guess what disturbed me is that I'm like, dang, y'all guys, it's like I want to say snitch, because it really is. Like, y'all telling stories about everything that's going on and everything happened. Like, y'all doing a lot of snitching. I'm like, and I mean, I ain't trying to be funny, but there's no reason a lot of y'all little young niggas is end up dead. And I hate it. But because y'all playing, y'all think it's a game, y'all think y'all can do the things y'all want to do. You live in this fake reality TV life. Y'all think once you get shot,
it's a video game. You know, I can regenerate my life back and try it again. Once you're gone, you're gone.
Yep. Over. It's over. Like, I see so many of them. I done been to the young people funerals, and I was like, man, I don't think they get it. I'm like, I don't really think they get it. They think, okay, I got you on my shirt. You know, when I come out, I'll speak you up whenever, I get. I'm like, bro, it's over. His life is gone. It's done. Get your stuff in order. But yeah, I definitely agree. Like you said, and what's the name of that song? I mean, I don't even know that song that came off of.
I'm about to.
It was interesting. His mother reaction though was incredible.
It was so graceful.
It was.
Graceful.
If anything, people class.
That's what I was about to say. That takes a lot.
Box remix.
It's crazy. It's like you said. We done seen so many people. I'm like, man, this junk ain't no joke. Like, y'all be like, man, I've been to funeral homes where they got sheets over the casket because you can't get close enough to the person, because if you get too close, their face might sink in because they done got shot in their head.
Hey, you know what? It's crazy. You know what's crazy even with that? Like, a lot of people haven't seen nothing like that, so I can say it.
Yep.
Until they see something like that, and it's like, oh, like, that's how it looked to be shot in the face.
Like y'all ain't getting it. Like you said, when you ingrained in a culture of, like y'all said, y'all hit it on the nose, of straight up violence. The love we just said this, I don't know how many times on our show, that America has an unhealthy fixation with violence. Mm-hmm. Violence and sex. Those are the two unhealthy fixations that we got. Violence and sex.
What's crazy is those are the ones got on the top of the list.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh.
No, but it's
like, bro,
Right.
it's so crazy. Like,
catch eyes controlling us. Like everything is dependent on those things. Everybody's
like,
bored. If none of that's happening, oh, this is boring.
Max said something a couple of weeks ago. I remember everything that y'all say. I'm a good listener.
I see.
And he was talking about a narcissistic mentality that is coming with our society.
Yep.
How people are so much me. Look at me. I need this attention. Look at me. I'm gonna do anything. And Fifi, you even broke to it today. Look at me. I need this. We need anything I can do to get attention. Do I need to shoot up a school? Okay, whatever I got to do to get attention.
Mm.
And I could say I was crazy. No, you didn't. You was plotting. You were conniving. You didn't think. You were being selfish at this whole same time frame. You got to be like that to do something like that. I mean, to a certain extent. When you got a woman, and I mean this, and a lot of women, y'all might be mad at me, men too. But when you get on there talking about how my dress look, you're not bringing attention to your dress. You're trying to get attention because you're trying to draw attention to what you feel is your best quality that you got. You know what I'm saying? This is my best asset.
Hey, way to sneak that in there. Asset.
It's Fifi, right? Yeah, ding, 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 ding. It's crazy. You look at everywhere, because I'll be looking like a lot of these things. Like you see a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, man, why that girl doing that? Why her boyfriend back there doing it with her? I'm like, you stupid. Man, are you dumb? Your girl don't have to do this. You're like, your girl must be wanting a lot of attention. I'm just, I think it's a certain amount of attention that everybody wants. And then it's a part where it's like, come on, man, you do not need all that attention. You need to get some self-love for yourself if you ain't getting enough paid for it. But I mean, to me, like I said, I agree with both y'all saying that we just it's got to be a change, because I want the same effect that group had about the date rape for Rick Ross. I want the same effect. I want them to stop saying nigga. I want to stop hearing people else using the word nigga, because I know a lot of people talk about we taking the word back. Fuck that. I don't want the word, bro. And I mean it, and I say it too. But no other place trying to say I'm taking the word back. You don't hear white folks calling each other crackers and honkies and rednecks and that. You don't hear Italians calling each other spicks and wetback. You don't hear that. We the only ones that you can find that this way. You get tired, because guess what? If some white guy or anybody else come and say nigger,
you ready to fight?
I'm on site. You already know us on site. So guess what? That means it is still a problem with that word for me. Because if it wasn't, I wouldn't trip if somebody else was using it.
Absolutely.
Yep. Even though I feel like nobody should be using it. But it's just a point. I want them to have the same effect that if I said you're a whore and you'll kick me off of Facebook, I want the same effect if you see somebody say nigga. At least it's fair. Like, y'all don't want no discrimination.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep.
It just goes back to, this is my last little point. It goes back to, for ourselves, just in general, self-respect. Because that can transcend into women, calling themselves bees and hoes, and like that's not cute.
Mm-mm.
Because when a man call you that, it's a problem. But let your best friend call you that. Now, that's just what we say.
Right.
Same thing.
Well, everybody, awesome topics, Randy. Appreciate that. Thank y'all for answering my question earlier. Just tune in next week. We're gonna have some more awesome topics. And hey, Felicia, you've been on today. I see you got your internet right. You want to make yourself look right. We all good, baby.
She put on her Erykah Badu.
Yeah. Oh my God, here we go.
Like, boom. I'm feeling out of water.
With $3
I'm done with y'all, okay?
Like, damn, you feel that? I'm like, what?
Now, a lot of energy I was giving y'all today. You heard that?
Yeah, this is crazy, man. Great, like I said, great topics. Thank y'all all for tonight. Again, keep always keep. I know a lot of y'all gonna keep commenting and everything of that nature. Remember, continue to help us out by sharing. That's a big one. Share. That's a big one. Share. Y'all all know that. So share it out. Continue to comment. Montez, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
What's up, Tez? You good, bro?
Miss Kathy, I know Miss Kathy's like, I fell asleep. And she got right there at the end of the show. But shout out, you always come and show up. Even if you show up for 2 seconds, Miss Kathy, like, look.
I was here. Present.
Here. John, again, always cool beans, man. Appreciate you.
Sean.
And everybody else that's going to be there, Sean, and everybody else that's going to comment throughout the week. Again, appreciate all y'all. We will be back next week, same time. And we've been on time every week. That's one thing y'all can't say. We've been on time, bro. I'm so proud of that coming in this. We've been on time, commercials and all. So, y'all got anything to say before we go ahead and let everybody go? Again, happy to see all of y'all. It's great. I know, man. If you're in Detroit, man, be careful because I think we're supposed to be getting some winter weather, some
little snow.
So, that's about it. Just everybody take care of themselves. And y'all got anything to say before we get up out of here and let these wonderful people go?
No, everybody continue to share, like, subscribe. Thank you guys, and we'll see y'all next week.
I guess you got the last word, Ms. Hill.
Stay grateful. Stay thanking God for all of your blessings and everything that he's doing. Remember to keep your mind on things that are positive and not focus on the negative because it'll keep getting you down. We're going up.
Shout out. Sound like enough to me. See y'all next week.